first I'm going to be showing you how it functions. Basically, this is the basis for a PvP type game, or a PvP game where you can get kills and levels. This is the basics, and I'm just going to show you how I did it. First of all, you have these parts that you can touch that give you your kills and your levels. So if you want to touch them, you can get kills and levels from clicking on them. And then you can kill enemies by using this, which is basically like your M1, but it has no cooldown. And whenever you touch the part, your health goes down. And there's rain, and there's a night sky, and I'm just gonna be showing you how I did everything but the rain, the leader stats, because I showed those two last video. But everything else, I will be showing you how I did it. So, yeah. Just let's get into it. So first, I'm gonna be telling you about tools. And by the way, I used a tool model from the night sky. I just looked up night sky, and then I scrolled down, and it's I think it's right here. It's somewhere over here. But anyways, I'm going to be showing you how I did basically this right here. This is how I made it so that every time the part you touch the part, your health goes down, which is detrimental. I'm also going to show you how I made the tool do damage. So yeah. First, I'm going to be showing you this. So basically, I could have used a local script. I don't like using local player. I prefer to use find first child humanoid. It's simpler, and you don't need to do game.player.localplayer.character. You don't need to do all of that. You could just say script.parent find first child humanoid, and it's much easier to do because all you have to do is just make a variable. You really could just make a variable for it. You don't even have to define it in the function. Obviously, you could do that, the same thing for that, but I just prefer to do this. So basically, script.parent find first child. Basically, it's finding a child that is named humanoid. If the child is named humanoid, then the health of the humanoid would be 65. Since this R6 dummy is a very good example. So humanoid is right here. So let's say this R6 dummy were to touch the part. The R6 dummy would look for the humanoid. The part would look for the R15 dummy's humanoid. If there was no humanoid, then it would not make the health 65, and it wouldn't do anything. But if it was, you see this health right here? This is the health right here. And it says 100. So you can make it whatever number you want it to. You can make it, well, not whatever, yeah, you could make it whatever number. You can make it higher or lower. You can basically make it whatever number. So if you were to touch the part, I can make it so that humanoid, that health is equal to 9,000. But I'm going to make it 65. Because this is what it would do. Basically, it would take away whatever 100 minus 65 is, and make the health 65. Because whenever, basically, let me just show you. Actually, I showed you already. This dummy right here, if it interacts with this, it'll look for the humanoid, and it'll make the dummy's health inside the humanoid 65. I'm gonna make a video on how to control the health of things, because I was confused on how to control the health. Oh, maybe like a couple weeks ago. I was struggling. I'm not, like I said, that proficient at scripting. I'm just showing you what I know. So back to the script. That's all for this one. Oh, okay. I did not mean to do that. Next, you have to make the leader stats value go up. So all you have to do for this is you would make a function, and if you want to make it so when somebody touches that part, their stuff goes up, their leader stat points goes up. You would just make it a click detector inside of the part, and then you would make it a mouse whenever the humanoid's mouse click touch it, well, any mouse click, it would connect it to a function, and this function would be called function, and it would have a variable called player. You don't really need to make the variable player, but you do need to make the function part. So you could do, I did local hecka is equal to player.leaderstats.kills. It won't show up, so don't be confused if it doesn't autocorrect for you, because it won't always autocorrect. And if you go back to the leader stats script, you will see that leader stats is a folder that is childed into player, and then there's a int value called kills and levels that is parented into leader stats. So all you would have to do is make it so that these two things, when somebody touches it, the value would go up by making it player.leaderstats.kills.value is equal to basically 0 plus 1. I don't think it would work if you said 0 plus 1, but the value when it starts off is 0. And then it's basically saying plus 1. So every time somebody clicks the box, these boxes, the value will go up by 1. And if you want to know how to make this base plate, go to base plate. You can make the brick color really black. You can make it any color. I made it really black, and the color would also change. I made the material marble. Oh, I made it metal. Let's make it back to. Let's make it neon. Yeah, what about neon? Alright, so you can make it any material you want, just customizing the base plate basically. And if you want to customize it even more, you can customize the size right here. This is the x-axis, which is 300. The y-axis is 300, and the z-axis is 100. Now, I know what the x and y-axis are. I cannot tell you what the z-axis is. The x and y-axis are basically left and right. So if I were to make this 65, it would go shorter left. So look at that. It went shorter one way, and if I were to make this 65, it would go shorter another way. So these two are the main things you need to focus on when you need to make it lengthy. But if you don't want to make it lengthy, but if you just want to make it thin, you can make it 1, and it'll be really thin. Then you can make it these 300, and then you can make this 300, and you basically get the same thing, but slimmer and not as thick. So that's what I was saying for how to customize the base plate. It's pretty cool, actually. Alright, just making sure everything's back to normal. Just spreading it out. Alright, so now I'm going to show you about the tool. Now, to even make a tool work, you have to Oh, that doesn't matter. You have to make a part inside of it and name it handle and make a tool. That's all you gotta do, and then you get your tool. But to make the tool work, you have to insert a script. First, I made a script where the animation would play. Okay, I hate when it does that. So basically, I made a function. You don't even need this weight. I don't need this weight. Because it doesn't weight anyway. So, basically I made a bunch of variables. One of them, I made it so you could connect to the animation inside of animation handler. And then another one I made it so that you can connect to local player. I hate that. Then I made chair. Basically, game.players.localplayer.character. Local player can only be used in a local script, so don't try to use it in a server script. It's another way of accessing the humanoid, and well, it's actually a way of accessing the player, not specifically the humanoid, but you can also just local player, and then you could do humanoid. That's another way of doing it. But for now, I'm just going to be doing it like this. If you don't want to do anything with the health. So, after that, I just added character to it. Because we need to access the character. Honestly, I could have just deleted this all. And then made it game.players.localplayer humanoid. But sometimes when you shorten stuff, it doesn't work. So I would like to do it the long way so I don't have to, so when the short way doesn't work, I have to go back to the script and then rewrite it when I can just do the long way. So as you know from the other script, what this does is, what this does is access the humanoid health. What this does is access the humanoid property, not the health specifically. If you wanted to make it the health, you could just do humanoid dot health. Make sure it's capital if you want to do it. But specifically, you're just accessing the humanoid right now, which is a property of character or chair in this instance. So after this, we make the animation track, which is hum, which is chair.humanoid, which I already explained are these two basically, plus humanoid. So basically, game.players.localplayer.character.humanoid. What this is doing is accessing a player, and then a player and the humanoid of a player. Then it's saying game.players.localplayer.character.humanoid : load animation, and the animation would be this variable, since this is basically the animation ID. And then you do animation track play, and then end, since it's a function. Now, why you need to do colon, I'm not that advanced into play yet. All I know is that you do colon play. That's all I use this for, colon play. And as I said, I had a little bit of trouble with this, because first you gotta access everything inside the humanoid, which sometimes you forget how to do, especially me. And then you have to access the track inside the humanoid, and then you have to play it. I knew about the play and the function, but at first I tried to first just shorten it by putting the animation and then animation colon play. Basically, what I was doing, what messed me up, and I don't want y'all to do this because I messed up on this as well, is right here I basically said local animation is equal to RBX asset ID and the numbers, and then I did animation :play, which I was basically saying RBX asset ID and the numbers play, but that's not how you do it. You have to access the humanoid first, and then you have to make an animation track, and then you can access the animation. But until that, you cannot access the animation. What else did I put in here? I already went over the rain last video. And I don't know how to make this. I just use a property from the toolbox. And if you want to know more about how to design properties through scripts, I will gladly do that in a video. But for now, this is how you make a base Roblox game. The Roblox game, the version I made will be in the description. Actually, let's really quickly go to game settings. And we can just name it Baba's Game. I do not know how to spell Baba's Game. There we go. It is my game. So, there you have it. If you want me to make an obby and I show you how I made the obby, ask me and I will do it, because I love showing y'all how to make Roblox Studio things. And this is the first time I'm saying this, but subscribe, because my friend, he has 6,000 views and he's gotten it in like 3 weeks. I need to get my views up again, so just like, so I can get on the algorithm. But I will link his channel in the description anyway, because I don't care. So, see y'all in the next video, where I'm probably going to show you how to make an obby. And peace.